I think jazz is a very unpredictable music genre that can be appealing to unpredictable people.
I consider jazz an international concept, a global concept. Either jazz music captures your attention and you fall in love with it right away, or you gradually come to adore it. It depends. For me, it happened slowly, but I was always drawn to jazz. It's like a piece of a nice cake that doesn't seem sweet and tasty initially, but as you get older, you get to feel the deliciousness and realize its value. I also think people turn to jazz after certain circumstances in their lives.
Jazz fans are usually people who understand music. Jazz, just one word, holds so much meaning. This music genre has everything: unconventional intonation techniques, constant rhythmic pulsation, and intense emotionality. That's everything you need to fall in love with it from the first sounds.
For me, it was love from the first sound, but for some people, it usually takes a lot of time to grow to like it. This music is more philosophical, which might require a certain level of maturity to appreciate all its beauty. Jazz makes you think, realize. You usually come to jazz after a certain point in your life.
The history of jazz began in the early 20th century in New Orleans. Americans found the unusual fusion of melody and rhythm to be so appealing that other states quickly adopted it. Jazz began to develop and inspire musicians to create new directions.
Там было много и светской музыки, и классики.
Initially, jazz had a bit of everything. Different kinds of music like secular, classical music, and Caribbean tunes could be mixed up together. The number of musical elements and genres jazz could encompass is endless. If we consider modern jazz, we can notice the influence of R&B, hip-hop, and rap music.
R&B, хип-хоп, и рэп, и в общем иногда это их следы не профессиональному взгляду в джазовой музыке не заметны.
To the untrained eye, sometimes their traces are difficult to notice, but they are present. For example, one day a jazz musician discovered rap and decided to incorporate its rhythmic patterns, melodies, or turn lyrics into jazz, and it lived on. Jazz is a great genre of adaptive music.
Это как бы такая великая адаптационная музыка.
Jazz is not just a set of notes on sheet music. The same piece performed by two jazz musicians will never sound the same. There's no limit to the creativity of performers. Improvisation is the main distinguishing feature of this music genre.
Джаз — это музыка не только импровизация.
Jazz music is more than improvisation. It's freedom and spontaneity. Each time something new is added, the melody never sounds the same as before.
Что-то новая эпоха, когда джаз игрался по нотам, она была очень недолгой, наверное.
The era of score-based jazz was actually very brief. This is the music of freedom, which allows you to express your opinion, choose what to listen to without being guided by the views of others. You like it and you listen to it.
Если тебе нравится, ты это слушай.
Jazz music is often created spontaneously. Many compositions came to light right on stage during the performance. Although it is worth noting that only an experienced, even uniquely talented musician can handle such a task. However, freedom in jazz also has its own laws and harmony, just like in mathematics. When musicians learn that and develop their skills, they still take risks while performing. They believe that's the beauty of jazz.
Джаз — это такая пугающая музыка, то есть тот, кто ее не слышал.
Jazz can be frightening. Those who have not heard it are afraid of jazz, while fans of symphonic music consider jazz less sophisticated, a low-level genre. For those who listen to pop or techno music, jazz is too complex, and they cannot even perceive it as music.
Сложно, это не музыка. Есть такое понятие собака в джазе.
There is an interesting avant-garde direction of jazz called free jazz. I would say that it's quite evil, experimental, and unconventional. I'm a fan, and I like how musicians improvise in free form. But the ability to appreciate it comes with time.
Но это приходится уже со временем.
Alexei Glazirin is the founder of a professional jazz club in Almaty. Almost every day, this unique establishment unites jazz musicians from Kazakhstan and beyond. This relatively new genre has a strong foundation and quite rich history in the country.
В 60-е годы прошлого века
In the 1960s, during the thaw, after Duke Ellington's big band toured the Soviet Union, the Communist Party decided that jazz could be allowed in the country.
партия решила, что джаз должен быть. И тогда появились первые джаз-клубы.
That was when the first jazz clubs started to appear. The very first one was Bluebird in Moscow.
Таких закрытых, каким был Свердловск. И в Алматы тоже был свой джаз-клуб при комсомольцах.
More clubs opened in big cities and even in such closed cities as Sverdlovsk. Almaty also had its own jazz club. Lots of great talents from Russia, Georgia and Uzbekistan came here.
Из Грузии и Узбекистана. Алматы имеет такой большой фундамент джазовый.
So no wonder Almaty has a great jazz foundation. There are still dozens of musicians here who love jazz, who perform and experiment.
И много экспериментируют. Казахстанский джаз, он имеет такую очень мощную традицию и довольно большое количество.
Kazakh jazz has a strong tradition and quite a large number of listeners who understand this music. And they have the opportunity to discover it deeper and expand their repertoire. Current cultural exchange between Kazakhstan and Russia creates a new fusion of jazz traditions in schools of both countries.
Традиции казахстанской школы джазового исполнительства и российской школы.
Here in the Jazz Club, you can present original programs, find inspiration and partners for creative collaborations.
Каждый джаз-клуб — это
Every jazz club is a typical phenomenon on the one hand, and on the other, a completely unique place. It's a home for jazz musicians. It provides a free space where you could come when you feel down or to enjoy the good mood. You can stop by any day to listen to jazz and relax. It's as simple as that.
И незамысловато.
Джазовая музыка — это музыка про...
Jazz music is about improvisation and freedom. You need to be open to everything, unafraid of new things, always ready to experiment. You explore and reveal different corners of your soul.
Я не знаю, насколько долго джаз будет жить. То есть, мне казалось...
I don't know for how long jazz will survive. When I was young, it appeared to me as something everlasting. However, now I realize that it might not be true. For example, opera has become a museum genre in many ways, and modern opera has a limited following. It's quite possible that jazz will share this fate. But for now, it's mainstream for cultured people and thinkers. I believe that jazz listeners are mostly free thinkers with their own opinions about the world.
Относительно любых вещей.
Важно, наверное, чтобы эта музыка внезапно появилась в жизни человека.
I think if this kind of music suddenly appeared in a person's life, it can catch on. Even a 13-year-old could fall in love with jazz. At my home, nobody listened to jazz. I discovered the genre on my own. I went to a couple of concerts at the Philharmonic Theatre and got curious about what this music is made of. So gradually, I understood more.
Jazz positions itself as a multinational movement, but I think every region brings its own twist to it.
Мне кажется, что джаз — это интернациональный язык.
I think jazz is an international language of communication among musicians, and it is distinguished by people. We have those born in Almaty, those who came to Almaty from different cities, from all corners of the world. This is what makes Almaty jazz so authentic and unique.
Я думаю, что это как раз-таки является настоящим алматинским джазом.
Где бы ни звучал джаз, понятно, что родился он как бы в Америке.
Born in America and spread all over the world, jazz conquered people's hearts irrevocably and for life, wherever it was performed.
Народно и на всю жизнь.
You should care for